Hello! And I am in 7 Days to Die, but I am actually in our Beyonders Badlands game because I twitched my 7 Days to Die POV episode this week, and unfortunately I accidentally deleted it. It was... no, dude, I'm busy. I'm doing a program here. Hold on. Oh, I'll get right back to you guys. Wait. There we go. So anyway, um, so what I'm doing instead is going to be a little mini cooking tutorial. I want to show you some of my favorite things that I do whenever I come into 7 Days to Die. Things I always gravitate to, the things that are most fun for me, and kind of helps me mesh with other party members. It's really good as a party member to be able to do something that other people just aren't good at or don't want to fool with or just plain old can't do. So the first thing I want you to look for when you're out and about in Navsgain or whatever map you're on are these kind of piles of rotting flesh, and I want you to do this. And you're going to get some nitrite, you're going to get some rotten flesh, you're going to get some bones, a little bit of XP. But really the thing that we're most interested in is the nitrite and the rotting flesh. Your party members, if you're playing with other people, are going to want to commandeer that nitrite. Keep that for yourself. You're going to want to use that later. Alright? I will be right back with you in the kitchen to show you what I'm going to do with it. Alright, welcome to my kitchen. This is more or less the way I like to set up my kitchen. Don't mind that shooting down the street. It's fine. Anyway, remember I told you guys to pick up that rotten flesh. Boom. Under the sink is where I generally keep all of my gardening supplies, any seeds that I plan to plant later, and the means to make the potting soil or whatever it's called. I think it's called farm plot. That's exactly what we want. We want farm plots. And since and this is a modded game, I'm a farmer, so I can technically make farm plots a little bit cheaper than other people can. Most of the time it's going to cost you 100 clay per plot, so if I were in a vanilla game, this would only make me two farm plots. So let's go ahead and make 3 and put this stuff away. And because this is early game, there are 3 things that are going to be the most important. Corn and blueberries being the most important. Coffee is probably right on par with those 2, and then potatoes comes in kind of a close third. Potatoes we won't need for a hot minute, especially as it's still early game in this particular map, but we will need them eventually, and we will need a lot of them. These recipes are really proud of their potatoes. So, alright, what I have done here, ladies and gentlemen, I have actually made a rooftop garden in this game, only because I trust the structural integrity of the house. I think this house is 2,500 in some places and 5,000 in other places at the bottom. I'm not worried about a rooftop collapse. Just know that if your building doesn't have a lot of structural integrity, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a little garden off to the side on your property wherever you're living. So we are going to plant 3 crops today. 1, 2... let's put this guy up here. So let's plant some more corn. Corn is exceedingly valuable. We're going to plant some potatoes. And we're going to plant some blueberries. Alright. Alright, welcome back to the kitchen. There's some exciting stuff going on out there that we're going to ignore. I'm not even worried about it. So, we did our gardening. We went to the garden and we chopped up all the stuff. Really quickly, I want to show you in the skill tree. Even in the vanilla game, you are going to go to, for some reason, 2 places, 2 different trees. If you're going to be cooking, you're going to want to go to Master Chef, and you're going to want to take minimum the first 3. the first four are better, but you're going to want minimum the first three things. And we've already started out with being a bachelor. So you can cook bacon and eggs, you can make cornbread, you're going to, just basic teas and coffee, grilled meats, things like that. Totally worth it in any game, even if you're not going to be a cook. The next thing that we're going to take in here, let's go ahead and see if I'm even allowed to take it. Yeah, I can take it. It's called Grandma. Grandma, we can make more filling meals, and this is where our meat and potatoes comes in. This is where our blueberry pies comes in. Our pumpkin dishes come in, and they are exceedingly valuable. So if you find pumpkin seeds early game, you're going to want to plant those right away and get them going. So we are Grandma now, kids. Let's go to the other tree that we need to be worried about, and that is the fortitude tree. And in the fortitude tree, you're going to look for living off the land, and you're going to have to start with gardener. This will allow you to craft basic seeds, like out of goldenrod and chrysanthemum plants and aloe. The others you're just going to have to find in the early game. And then once you get to be a farmer, you're going to be able to craft pretty much all the seeds that you're going to need for the entire game. You don't need to worry about industrial farmer until mid and end game. So try to get those first two knocked out whenever you can, and while you're, staying alive. Okay, so now I am going to run through my favorite drinks to make in the apocalypse here. And then we're going to do a quick blueberry pie and see if we can't get some XP, because remember I showed you the skill tree. You are going to need to be a short order cook in order to make the stuff that really counts. And that is the easy, good stuff. The chili dogs, the fish tacos, the sham chowder. I don't recommend hobo stew. It has Soylent Green basically in it, but do whatever you want. Plus you can cook a lot. You can cook 30% faster. So we're gonna be a short order cook as soon as we possibly can, but until then I want to show you why you should really only be drinking two things in the apocalypse. Yeah, there's mineral water and whatever this is. Goldenrod tea cures dysentery and whatever, but you hardly ever get dysentery because you're drinking boiled water. And the coffee, I would argue, is better. So let's make some. Oh, these are modded working ovens, by the way, so you're not going to see these in a vanilla game. So let's go ahead and make all of the drinks, and then we can compare them. Okay, so you see here we have 3 drinks. 1 goldenrod tea, 1 red tea, 1 coffee. And red tea, if you're going to drink either goldenrod or red tea, I would recommend red tea because it gives you efficient digestion by 15%. And in the early game, when you're having to run everywhere and you're not mobile with a vehicle, it's pretty important that you conserve your food and water usage. So stamina regen 15%. And efficient digestion 15% work out pretty well. I would argue that as soon as you can, all you really need is coffee to drink. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. You guys, I'm busy. Anyway, all you really need is coffee. Hold on. Let me get back to that. Here we go. Coffee is going to give you a little bit of cold resistance. It's going to give you a 20% stamina regen, where the other two only give you a 15% stamina regen, and it gives you 24 water. So don't really think of it as coffee. Think of it as just flavored water that gives you a little bit more stamina. I mean, it isn't that what coffee really is anyway. So basically, whenever I'm at this point in my game, all I really carry around is coffee. I will make other stuff to give people options, or, just in case, I don't know, whatever, they want to carry something different. But honestly, coffee is king in the apocalypse. So, moving on. Let's move on to the thing we can make as just a regular old cook. Right, not a short order cook, but as a grandma, we can make blueberry pies. So, ignore all these other recipes. This is a modded game. But this is in the vanilla game right here. So it has the most ingredients, yeah, but blueberries grow everywhere, especially in people's gardens and houses and in like libraries and that sort of thing around Navsgain. And eggs are everywhere, 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 everywhere. Even if you're not interested in collecting feathers, you should be collecting eggs. So, and this is one of the big reasons why I recommend growing corn early game, because you make cornmeal out of it, and it's one of the ingredients in blueberry pie. What? And now there's a wolf? Oh my god. Well, we're gonna have to go address that. Hold on. Let me get these blueberry pies going first, and then I'll go and deal with that. So, let's see. Anyway, boiled water, animal fat, cornmeal, eggs, and blueberries. Boom. We're about to make 9 blueberry pies because I haven't grown any blueberries yet. I just planted my first blueberry. I have been collecting blueberries all this time from different gardens and POIs. Okay, so let's check on our pies. Boom. I already have one ready here and I have the other 2 early game meals to compare them to so that you can see. The blueberry pie is far and away better than either of these. There's the grilled meat that cost 5 meat in order to make, which, yeah, gives you 10 food and 5 health, but it really doesn't fill you up that much. When your food bar is halfway down, 1 grilled meat just ain't gonna do it. And yeah, you can do bacon and eggs, which is arguably better, but I don't think so. I don't think bacon and eggs is worth it. To me, I would just rather skip this, and I would rather go straight to the blueberry pies and then step it up to fish tacos and chili dogs. But we'll get to those in a minute. Let's do bacon and eggs first. 36 food, way better than grilled meat, and it gives you 18 health back. But look at the blueberry pie. You're looking at getting 45 food and 22 health, plus a max stamina bonus of 20. Way better. Definitely worth it. And you're going to be collecting that animal fat whenever you chop up those big piles of flesh anyway, that you're going to be planting your garden with. So, yeah, this takes a little bit of extra time, and it means that you're going to have to do a little bit of work, and that's okay. This is all going to be worth it in the end. Alright, this is my last part of my food tutorial. I really tried to level for you guys. It did not get it done. You have to be level 5 in strength. And then in order to take short order cook, you have to spend 3 points in there. It's really easy to spend those first 2 points. That 3rd point is not going to come to you fast. So your best bet is to find recipes around. It's really easy to find, especially fish tacos and chili dogs. So I am going to go over some of my favorite things I like to do with my canned goods. Let me show you these. All this stuff down here at the end are late game, but if you stockpile them in the beginning, you will be glad that you did. So, for our purposes, I'm only going to go over stuff that applies to vanilla. I'm not going to go over stuff that applies to what I call Mythery's mod. She basically puts together a bunch of little modlets, and that's why our game usually looks different. Okay, so if you are ever confused as to whether or not something makes something else, like a can of food is an ingredient in a recipe, just click on it and it'll tell you. You have recipes. If you click on it and you don't see the word recipe, it means it doesn't do anything. So you can put it in your kind of like to-go food box where you can just have a stack of those. Usually it's like miso, pears, stuff like that. In vanilla, they don't do anything. So you can just eat them. And cat food. You can eat so much cat food you don't even know. But it doesn't give you that much food. Just like if you ate a can of chili, it gives you 15 food and 7 health. Okay, that's awesome. But if you make a chili dog, it is going to give you more than double that. Actually, I think it's in the 40s. So it's much better. So chili dog, Cans of salmon, super important early game because they make chili dogs and fish tacos. Lamb rations later on, you'll see that you can make shepherd's pie with those. Cans of sham later on, you'll be able to make sham chowder with those. I don't put a lot of stock in it. I just make them so that people have choices and they'll say, oh, I'm just going to have some sham chowder. Oh, that's great. Whatever. It's something that you can make with that. I don't make a lot of sham chowder just because it takes a lot of potatoes, and potatoes are kind of precious in other things. Tuna makes fish and gravy toast, and this is like 50 some odd food that you get whenever you eat it, but this is a late game meal, just like pasta. Spaghetti is a late game meal, and what you have with beef rations. You might get an opportunity to make something else with your beef rations, but just don't. Save all your beef rations because they're going to be scarce later on for gumbo, stew, and spaghetti. These are big ticket meals, and once you figure out how to make them, you won't really need anything else except coffee and a couple of these to go, and you are good. All right, well, I hope that was helpful. I hope that you are able to delve into cooking and growing things in your own 7 Days to Die game. And I'm really, really sorry for deleting the footage that I twitched of episode 11. I will never, ever do it again. I might do it again, but anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.